Have you ever wondered how big companies manufacture complex products such as computers, smartphones, or even cars? Well, it's mostly thanks to OEMs. OEM means Original Equipment Manufacturer. This term refers to those companies that produce parts or equipment that can be assembled on a finished product by another company which provides a marked item with its own brand. These companies are usually referred to as parent companies.
Hello again and welcome. I'm Omid Roshandel and I'm guest hosting this edition of Bazaar. Today we'll present the automotive industry, which is largely driven by the automotive parts industry. In this program, we'll explore the domestic market of this industry as well as its functions in the global market. So stay tuned.
In order to understand how OEMs operate, we decided to visit a manufacturer of auto parts here in Tehran province. This will give us an idea of how these vital companies function within Iran and how they help support the automotive industry as a whole. Azintane was first established in 1994 and began its production of air brakes for commercial vehicles. Not long afterwards, it began producing Paycom brake actuation and brake systems for passenger cars. In the following years, this company gained valuable international experiences with licenses from companies of foreign brands and expanded its production for other vehicles.
از سال 1369 فعالیت خودمون رو با ساخت سیستم‌های ترمز ماشین‌های سنگین شروع کردیم و از سال 1373 اولین تولید کننده سیستم‌های ترمز خودروی سبک بودیم و پیرو اون تحت لیسانس شرکت ایپیلاکید ادامه فعالیت دادیم. تونستیم با اخذ لیسانس شرکت بوش آلمان ادامه سیستم‌های ترمز خودروهای ایران خودرو تو پلتفرم پژو رو داشته باشیم.
Currently, many of the pieces that have been previously imported from foreign brands have been developed by the engineering team of Azintane and are domestically produced and offered in the market. This is a large step forward in advancing the goals of the government in terms of localizing auto parts productions and reducing dependency on imported items.
محصولاتی که شرکت آذینتنه تولید میکنه تقریباً 100% محصولاتی هستند که به صورت خودکفایی در مملکت تولید میشن. شرکت آذینتنه حدود 85% این محصولات رو ارائه میکنه به بازار و 15% هم شرکت‌های دیگر هستند که ارائه میکنن، ولی نمونه خارجیشون با توجه به خودکفا شدن این محصولات در ایران جایی برای ارائه وجود نداره.
The majority of the assembled parts of a vehicle are produced by OEM suppliers. In fact, a car consists of a wide variety of components, most of which are not produced directly from the parent company. For example, in many cases, the engine of a car can be manufactured by an OEM company, not to mention all the components composing the engine, such as battery, control unit, the oil filter, and many other mechanical, electrical, and hydraulic components. Very often, OEM manufacturers sell the same components to several different car manufacturers.
The supply chain is the core competency of this company. It has over 120 suppliers in Iran and about 5,000 active people.
امکان سرمایه‌گذاری خارجی در این شرکت وجود داشته. قرار بود که شرکت‌های خارجی به خصوص بوش یک همکاری با ما داشته باشند به صورت جوینت ونچر، لیکن بعد از تحریم‌ها فعلا عقب نشستن. امیدواریم که روزی این امکان دوباره وجود داشته باشه که اونها بیان و این سرمایه‌گذاری رو در اینجا انجام بدن. انتظاری که ما از مسئولین داریم و کمکی که میتونن مسئولین به کلاً صنعت این مملکت بکنن که ما هم جزوشون هستیم، این که وضعیت ثبات اقتصادی توی این مملکت حاکم باشه، به خصوص قیمت ارز بسیار تأثیرگذار تو مواد اولیه‌ای که ما استفاده میکنیم و به تبع اون محصولات ما دچار نوسان قیمت میشه، در حالی که ما قراردادمون با یک قیمت ثابتی با خودروساز برای مدت معینی تعیین شده. این خیلی ما رو دچار مشکلات اقتصادی میکنه.
This company is one of the first manufacturers of auto parts in Iran, and its ultimate goal is to produce world-class products that match and surpass the quality of their counterparts. To achieve this, new products and brands are being added to the product portfolio of the company. This company strives to develop its customers' business as its business partners by applying national and international standards. This company has a very large laboratory and R&D department with advanced technologies. In order to remain competitive in the market and keep up with the growth of the auto industry and technological innovation, this company must balance its developments with speed and innovation. Market pressures and parts production mean there's no room for failure. Companies need to rapidly adapt volume and customization, sometimes overnight. Customers demand the lowest cost per part and world-class quality, especially in light of new requirements.
مهندسی کیفیت شرکت آذین‌تن شامل دو بخشه، یکی تضمین کیفیت و یکی کنترل کیفیت. کنترل کیفیت عمدتاً وظیفش قطعات بعد از اینکه در واقع تولید کننده ها و پیمانکارها قطعه رو تولید میکنن داخل شرکت میشه. بخش کنترل کیفیت قطعات ورودی رو بر اساس معیارها، نقشه‌ها و دانش فنی پایش میکنه، اندازه‌گیری و کنترل میکنه. در صورتی که مورد تایید باشه وارد خط تولید میشه. مهندس تضمین کیفیت وظیفش یه خورده فراتر از اینه. تضمین کیفیت در واقع وظیفش پایش کردن تمامی مراحل ساخت، چه از ساخت قطعه، چه منتاج قطعه، چه ارتباط قسمت‌های مختلفی که درگیر تولید هستن، درگیر کنترل هستن، درگیر بازرگانی قطعات هستن، تا زمانی که قطعه یا مجموعه به دست مشتری برسه و رضایت و یا عدم رضایت مشتری نیاز به پایش داشته باشه، تضمین کیفیت در واقع دخیل، بخش تضمین کیفیت دخیل توی این موارد هست.
Well, the automotive parts industry is broken down into two segments: original equipment manufacturers or OEMs and aftermarket parts manufacturers, which produce replacement parts for vehicles. Iran has a total of 1,200 automotive parts manufacturers currently active across the country. Total annual sales value of this market is $8 billion, with $6.5 billion belonging to OEMs and $1.5 billion belonging to aftermarket component sale.
Imports of automotive parts is $5.2 billion, with $3 billion belonging to OEMs and $1.1 billion belonging to local imported parts for aftermarket sales. The total value of the automotive parts market in Iran is worth $13.2 billion. The total export value is at $180 million currently. Over 39 countries purchase Iranian auto parts. Major export destinations among these countries are Russia and Iraq. Iran's auto part industry has the potential to envelop the entire Middle East region. What can give it a competitive edge in the global market is developing new products that match global needs both in quality and safety standards. The automotive industry was merely an assembling process back in 1977. However, presently the industry is capable of manufacturing cars and spare parts. Being localized and experiencing a huge growth, the industry has created over 700,000 jobs directly and 3 million jobs indirectly in the country. Iran exports vehicles only to some countries in the Middle East, as well as to Belarus, Algeria, Senegal, and Venezuela. In 2017, Iran made over 1.5 million vehicles, 14% more than in 2016. Now, production is declining rapidly, with fewer than 1 million vehicles made last year. Also, production in 2019 experienced a 38% decline. This is very bad news for the wider economy, as the automotive industry represents 10% of Iran's GDP and is the second largest industry after oil and gas. Plus, it employs 10% of its workforce. Before the economic sanctions, Iran was the 20th largest car manufacturer in the world.
The general economic downturn and sanctions have had a direct impact on vehicle production in the country. Foreign brands ended their supply of parts and technology to two of the major car manufacturing companies. For many years, these two manufacturers have been the mainstay of vehicle manufacturing in the country. 90% of the total domestic car production comes from these two major manufacturers. Iran's automobile industry is dominated by the passenger car segment, and it accounts for roughly 3/4 of the total market.
The problem of importing parts is a long-standing one in Iran and is something that the government has been trying to address for some time. Increasing local content has been high on the government's list of objectives. One of the goals is to boost local economic activity. The other goal is to reduce outflow of foreign exchange reserves in buying parts from abroad. Reflecting this, in 2017, the government decreed that the cars made in joint ventures with foreign car companies had to have a local content level of at least 40%, a level which several cars made in the UK, for example, would fail to meet. Furthermore, vehicles which did not meet this 40% local content target will be subject to the same 100% tariffs as levied on imported vehicles. Iran has outlined plans for the next 5 years to include productions of 3 million cars. It has allocated 1 million cars for export. Plans are also in place to increase local content to 50%. This means that local OEMs need to step up production in order to meet these goals. Premium car sales are expected to outperform the overall market with an annual growth rate of 66% until 2020, while the rest of the market will grow by 16% within the same period. Iran's young population will reach its peak purchasing power by 2040. Currently, there are 147 cars for every 1,000 Iranians. The UK, by comparison, has 519 cars per 1,000 people, and the USA has 809.
Hybrid vehicles are an exception to the 100% tariffs. An import tax of 4% was set to promote their purchase. As a result, an increase of 112% of hybrid vehicle sales was seen in 2014. Greenfield approaches in Iran are untested terrain for foreign investors. But given the country's current policy priorities, joint ventures remain the best entry to Iran's vehicle market. It's likely that the government may relax import tariffs given its long-term goal of joining World Trade Organization. Members of WTA have an average car import tariff of about 3.5%.
In order to maintain high standards for production, it's important that Iran begin production along the axis of exporting goals. It's important that Iran stay relevant in the international automotive industry, and it can easily do so if it develops its domestic production such that it matches and transcends international standards. The problem roots in the gap between the world industry and technology and that of Iran. For this, Iran has a long road to cover still. Some glimpses of hope have shown through, displaying Iran's high potential for market growth when the sanctions were temporarily lifted in 2016. International companies were rushing towards Iran to invest in the automotive industry. During that period, Iran's market was the ripest it had ever been for European and Asian manufacturers, especially Chinese companies. Iran has previously proven its potential for high capacity of car manufacturing. The facilities and infrastructure already exist in Iran. However, the lack of capital and advancements in technology has largely left Iran's automotive industry waiting for the day the sanctions are lifted to fully blossom.
Well, that's all in the automotive industry, at least for now, but I'm sure you don't want to miss the next part, which is our feature program. So let's take a look.
This young Iranian woman had left her small village for the capital because she could not find a job there. But with the help of this online social marketplace, she was able to start a business selling local products and revive a traditional craft. And this is only one of the thousands of success stories here at Bazaar. Stay with us for more. For many small businesses, it's not the making of the quality products, but the marketing that is an issue. And that's where Basalam comes in. Over 140,000 different products are already being marketed on this platform, a number that was achieved in a very short time.
When did you start this company and what sparked the idea for it?
ما 3-4 تا از رفقا بودیم که شاید هولوش 3-4 سال پیش به اقتضای کارهای مختلفی که می‌کردیم با آدم‌ها تعاملات مختلفی داشتیم. توی این رفت و آمدها به این نتیجه رسیدیم که خیلی از آدم‌ها محصولات ویژه و فوق‌العاده‌ای دارن و خصوصا توی شهرستان‌ها، روستاها. خیلی از این آدم‌ها برای اینکه بتونن محصولشون رو بفروشن باید دیده می‌شدن و این دیده شدن تو فضای شهرستان کمتر اتفاق می‌افتاد. ایده که به ذهنمون رسید این بود که بیایم یه بستر خرید فروش اینترنتی درست کنیم که این آدم‌ها از همون محلی که دارن کار می‌کنن کالاشون رو به همه کشور عرضه کنن، مشتری‌ها ببینن، بپسندن و این کالا براشون ارسال بشه.
Innovation is an essential part of every startup, and what better way to spark it than setting up a place for the exchange of ideas?
Some 20 meetings are held every day in this cozy little room where the members of 11 different teams share and discuss their ideas.
Every team has a single goal: enhancing customer experience.
What are some services you offer businesses on your platform?
اینجا سوشال مارکت پلیسه. آدم‌ها اینجا یه فضای اجتماعی گفتگو دارن. میتونن بیان پیام یا پست بذارن، لایک کنن، فالو کنن، از کالا و خدمات و اون اتفاقی که دارن رقم میزنن بگن، بنویسن و آدم‌ها یه جمعی هستن که بر اساس خرید و فروش دور هم جمعن. نکته دوم اینجاست که اتفاق ویژه‌ای که میفته که ما میگیم آقا فروش اینترنتی اینجاش تو فضاهای اجتماعی عمومی نیست. بستر و یه نرم افزار تخصصی میخواد. اپلیکیشن باسلام خصوصا توی اون لایه‌ای که مربوط به تولید کننده و غرفه‌دار ما بهش میگیم غرفه‌دار هستن، اپلیکیشنی که با آدم‌ها میگه که در روز چند تا مراجعه کننده داشتی، چند نفر بازدید داشتی، کجاها اومدن دیدن. از اون طرف دوره‌ها و آموزش‌ها و کورس‌های متفاوتی داریم برای کسایی که میخوان بیان اینجا فروش کنن. چطور عکس خوب بگیر، چطور تبلیغ بکن، کجاها چی باید بگی که آدم‌ها تو فضای مجازی تو رو بهتر بشناسن. از اون طرف تو فضای خرید، هر کسی اینجا خرید محصولی رو دریافت کرد، سفارش داد، ضمانت کنیم که حتما این کالا دستش که میرسه اون چیزی باشه که باید باشه و اگر نبود ما پاسخگوییم.
Over 100 young people are employed here to provide vendors and customers with different services.
What are the different steps to providing a company with a platform here?
ما تو باسلام بخش متفاوتی رو داریم. یه بخش اصلی و ایده است که بهش میگیم اتاق فکر. اینکه توی اونجا سیاست‌گذاری ها انجام میشه که چه کارها و چه مدل‌هایی از برنامه رو باید در اختیار آدم‌ها قرار بدیم. بعد از که اون سیاست‌ها در اومد و شکل گرفت، خب به قول معروف دیکته میشه به بخش‌های مختلف. تو گام اول باید بره به لحاظ پروداکت فنی بشه، اجرا بشه، کد بشه، اینکه بیاد روی سایت بشینه که خود اون شامل بخش‌های مختلفیه. بچه‌هایی که طراحی و گرافیک و دیزاین می‌کنن، بچه‌های یو آی یو ایکس، همچنین بچه‌هایی که دیولپ می‌کنن این کارو به لحاظ فنی روی سایت می‌نشونن. این یه بخش قصه است. از اون طرف ما دو مدل مشتری داریم. یه مدل مشتریایی که میخوان غرفه‌دار بشن و اپلیکیشن اختصاصی خودشون رو دارن و اتاق رضایت که مربوط به غرفه‌دارهامونه و از اون طرف هم مشتریایی که میخوان بیان از سایت بخرن و اپلیکیشن اختصاصی خودشون دارن و اتاق پشتیبانی و پاسخگویی اونها.
Predicting people's shopping behavior and planning features best suited for their needs requires careful analysis.
Software engineers and computer scientists are hard at work here. This is where the core features of products are designed and analyzed.
To make sure the customers are satisfied and the small businesses are secure, Basalam team members follow the products all the way home.
This team's work begins where the shopping process ends. Their goal to ensure of customer satisfaction, which is key to the success of every business.
For customers who are less than pleased with their purchase, the product is replaced immediately or their money is paid back in full. It's no wonder the number of Basalam's users continues to grow. What's your future outlook?
همین الان 11,000 غرفه داریم با حدود 140,000 قلم کالا از 890 شهر ایران دارن خرید و فروش میکنن. تصور ما اینه که این داستان خیلی راحت میتونه به کشورهای حداقل همسایه‌مون گسترش پیدا کنه. ما همین الان سفارش و درخواست ایجاد غرفه و اومدن کالاهای کشورهای همسایه رو داریم. ولی خب این قصه تحریم‌های ظالمانه که برامون درست کردن و ممانعت‌های مالی مانعینه.
Mr. Mohaddasi says that Basalam is sure to expand and that someday soon Iranian ships will be transferring the country's local products via the Persian Gulf. Today, it's hard to believe that this booming business started as a single moving experience, the time when its founders had bought multiple shawls from an old village woman and watched tears of gratitude tumble down her cheeks.
What started as a simple shopping experience in a rural village is now a successful business, empowering thousands of vendors. Vendors who can now stay in their towns and true to their values. 900 locations may be far and wide, but where there's a will, there's a way.
Thank you, Maryam Ozarcher, for this exciting adventure. Now, let's take a look at some of the recent developments in the automotive industry in Iran. Following Iran's policy to increase local content of cars to 50%, there has been major efforts to connect tech firms with automakers. In order to reduce reliance of the auto industry on imports, major automobile manufacturers have signed many deals with local tech firms worth $162 million for the production of automotive parts and knowledge-based ventures.
During a 3-day event organized by the government-backed Iran National Innovation Fund, major auto parts manufacturers signed contracts worth $100 million with 32 local small and medium enterprises to provide relief to the country's auto industries. Other deals were signed for the production of car lights, airbags, as well as other components with tech companies totaling $62 million.
The government has been implementing the plan to phase out old vehicles. This has been in place for many years. Most vehicles in Iran average about 11 years old. Some models are repeatedly produced because domestic demand has kept them in place. The Pecan was one such passenger car that has been phased out and is no longer produced.
Now, gazes are turned toward the Iranian-made Pride. The Pride was designed based on a Korean model from 1987. It is said to have just 13% imported content, although it is noteworthy that it took 25 years to reach 87% local content. It is one of the most affordable cars produced in Iran, which is priced just under $4,000 in the open market. Reports by Iran Standards and Quality Inspection Company, the national body in charge of inspection vehicles, revealed that the Pride suffers from low quality and several safety failures.
The first electric-powered car developed domestically by a knowledge-based company is now in pilot production stage. This car was named Yus, short for the Iranian Panther. This two-seater creature began to be manufactured in 2016 and was later unveiled in 2017 on National Clean Air Day in the presence of President Rouhani.
100 cars were manufactured in the pilot production stage. These cars are scheduled to be completed in 2019, and the process of pricing and final assessments will be completed by March 2020. These two-seater electric cars are so new in Iran's auto market that initially Iran's traffic law didn't have a definition for them. This problem has since been addressed and resolved by Vice Presidency for Science and Technology.
And that's all the time we have for today. Don't forget to visit us on our social media platforms like on Facebook or Instagram and let us know what you think about Iran's auto industry. We would love to hear from you, so leave us a comment or send us a message and tell us what you think. I've been your guest host, Omid Roshandel, and until next week, on behalf of Samson Seas and the whole team, I'd like to thank you all for watching Bazaar.